And let's switch partners too. So let's get you with Naxo. Let's get you with Andrew. Stuff.
Welcome.
Hey.
The late people do push-ups, no?
She's thinking about Taiji. So, okay, everyone listen to the name. So we have Marlon, we have Naxo, we have Autumn, we have Andrew, and Naxo is the head coach of Spain's team. And I'm taking the first half of the sports side of it, which is fixed step this morning.
Okay.
And we're just doing a little warm up, and then we're going to go right to the more sport application aspect of Taiji. So that's and then Nacho's going to take the moving step side. Fixed step and moving step playing on your hands. Okay. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
Look, those guys come over here for a second. So let's line up. So we're going to talk about fixed step and fixed stepping. So my intention today is to give you some tools that are very specific to the sport of Tai Chi push hands, like very, very specific. So are you aware of a game in Taiwan? Yeah. Okay, so collarbone to hip play, and essentially it's 1 point to get someone to step, and 2 if they fall on the ground, and you can stay on the pedestals. Yeah, okay. So the feet are on the pedestals. Okay, so opening strategies and just entry. So we were just doing this beautiful flowing drill, right? But being able to enter, like we were talking about yesterday, and maintain a particular space, and to start reading the partner before, because in America you have a lot of these, the tournaments start like this, which you know, like, and sometimes you have a judge telling you, oh, roll back. So if we were ever told that, we would do our best to fake the roll back, meaning because the judge is really not going to be paying attention for too long, and we'll keep 70% of the weight on this leg, and so we're faking the roll back. So it makes, and no matter how many times the judge tells us, like, okay, we'll go back and we fake it and just keep our center line right here on that front leg. But in Taiwan, boom, come in and we fake it and just keep our center line right here on that front leg. But in Taiwan, boom, come in and you're essentially waiting for the go, for the judge to call go. So here, a lot of times there's a fight here to claim the center. And so being able to open up and claim space upon entry, and then just start reading what move is going to come first from your partner, from the opponent, is really key. So let's equip ourselves with some moves. So one, we talked about the arm drag a little bit yesterday. So one thing that we do for the arm drag is we start to give a little pressure here and a little pressure here. And what we want to do is we want to induce the reaction of this arm popping back. So when we hear go, we're right there. So you push and then you release and go, and then the drag comes in. And that's a great counter, because if you do get the drag and you come in and you push them off too, it could be no point, and no point is better than you, like, you know. So let's work on entry. Like, let's you guys get together. Get you two guys together. And
So what do you do?
so, yeah, and everyone, let's all get on one line. Everyone, let's all have one side here, everyone on one line. And that's what we're going to say?
So we move from this position like a umbrella.
Yes, but what we're talking about here is stepping in, one, and first just feeling the space, and everyone on this side is going to go for the arm drag first. So we're going to give a little push on the arm.
I need the wrong side.
So we're going to give a little push, and then we're going to feel the release, and then keep firing. And remember what we were talking about yesterday. So that's great that you're training that. But what we want to do is allow the partner to get that drag in first before we level it up to your refutation. The refutation, if you input the refutation, this is super important too, I'm happy everybody knows. So if you input the refutation, while someone's attempting to do the drill, it's like going to level 2 before you do level 1. And the level 1 is for both partners to understand the clarity of a strategy. And then once you have the clarity of the strategy, you add the refutation, and then the strategy levels up. Everything levels up. Okay. So you're essentially allowing me to have an arm drag drill, right? Yeah. And so what you're doing, so do the arm drag drill again? Yeah. So I'll go for you here. Okay. And now give me some pressure, and you're only giving me enough to make me bounce back. So if you want to activate the subconscious mind. So the unconscious. So you want me to unconsciously react, and you want to control me based on my unconscious reactions. So give me a little pressure. So you feel me doing this? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. And you also are doing this here. This is kind of like fake. Yeah. So give me a little pressure. Give me a little fake out right here. Because you know these fingers are going to go away from you. So and this and you're just hiding it too. Full structure. Yeah. And then when you're ready, once you feel the bounce back, a little bit more sound so you can hear your mind with it. And then you go ahead. Yep. Yeah. A little less just like that gentle bounce.
I'm not doing it actually.
No, because I never do this now.
So if we were to make
so
like 1, 2, 3. Like that. You didn't do that. Like
I don't know.
yes.
If I push you,
If I can do the answer to this.
And let's slow it down for a second. If you feel the push, and then you feel me open back up, that's where you're pushing exactly.
Just normally it's
Well,
reaction like that.
relaxation is right. So it's like, if you say relax, but what is that? Is relax like
Now?
just being sensitive? And in all times, you get the relax folks by experience. There's always a relief. And they normally have to because they might be relaxed from one angle, but the second you find that angle where the hole is, and you press that hole, then they're like, oh, I can feel it. Good.
We change something.
Yeah, we change the color.
Now it's my turn. Now.
Okay.
So I expand. Now. Normally.
So it's like a door opener. So I'm doing this right here once. I mean, I know the church. Twice. I know that the door is just open. The second I see it open, I shoot it. Yeah. And soften this point. As a matter of fact, soften all the way here.
So then what would this do?
Yeah, sure. So the rest of the time. So and feel free to walk around, look so this is the starting position of your arm. And go on, let's do this. So we're here connected, and I'm gently pressing for the unconscious reaction of them trying to refill that shape. So I press in, and maybe like the great, let's get out. For your eye line, think about lots. So chin to shoulder triangle, and everything beneath that. So not the eyes. There are folks in Taiwan who are going to start looking the eyes for like mesmerizing things like that. So just so here, and you're going to press 1, press. So the second you get that door open, that's when your fingers shoot it.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, just 5 more. 1, 2. Good stuff. So I can definitely do start playing my mind up. So I'm starting to read that.
When we are going to attack, we do slowly, they get more fast, they get more fast. And it's very good.
Until you feel a full line out, which is great. That is also so this allows you to separate the overness of the line. Meaning I can see your full line movements. Which makes it
Yeah.
so I can tell that you're
It's just so different. I think this is magic.
No,
It is magic.
So
Yeah, magic is real.
it's still full line. It's
You've
just
seen the way players who does magic castle over here, like the best magicians, and it's yes, the magic.
I don't want to be Maluda.
Yes. I just won't do that.
Me too, magic. No, not today.
That's it.
So around here.
so it's a back. And if I do twice, I'm still just waiting for that second door. The door. Let's break it down.
You try to
Start with that. Push. Just without the drag, push up. And just So even let's go a little less.
Turn the options.
So less of a full body overcommitted, because what you're doing is by nature of you going forward, they're going to drop in anyway. So you don't want to do too much. Yeah, because every little move is very advantage. So
Beat is dead. It's like
yes,
a black belt. That's one time.
good stuff.
This is really cute. He's got
Good stuff.
This is like
Now you go that way.
Okay, that is different. That is not fun.
but it, oh, so you can't
This is one way.
it's feeling like tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, so try dragging down there. Yeah.
I just like it because here I feel safe even though I'm not. I feel like I could be safe. Even though I'm not, I know I'm not safe.
Good check this out. Okay, good stuff. Okay. Good. Can you work with the day on this for a second?
Yeah.
Looks like we lost
You know,
So here.
he had you were just
Yeah. So the point of this is training them to really clear entry and rhythm. Entry and rhythm. So
Oh, no worries.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So check this out. So because we're playing the sport, we're playing it fully clarified and subtle strategy. So check this out. I'm pressing the shoulder, and I'm not doing the elbow. I'm not doing a whole full body press. I'm seemingly disconnecting my movement intentionally. So I'm only giving a little press.
Okay.
I want to only open up this triangle. You can think of it as a shape too. So once you see the triangle open up, that's your door. So if you look in here, there's a triangle. So it's at the bottom of the forearm, and then here. So the second you see the triangle open up, that's when the hand shoots in. And the whole arm, like my father will do a big shoot boom like that, he'll blast, and then he'll blast again. Well, I don't do that, I don't have the mass for that. But just being able to come in and get out, to drag down and get that reaction by the explosiveness is valuable. So the door opens, you see the triangle, boom, you shoot in. So just go for that. Yeah. So once you see that triangle, shoot. Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so when your arm is coming back,
Yes.
so it's like,
Awesome.
alright, okay.
Good stuff. Now aim me with that. Your arm dragg's fantastic. Why don't you aim me over there? If you're aiming it this way, why don't you go right for the door? So. Awesome.
Right?
So you felt how much bigger, how much less precise that one was? Let's switch legs. So what I'm doing is the second we start grappling, we start playing around, the same concepts of that precision work come to play. So even here, boom, like literally even right here, boom, like that, like boom, blasting it. So if you get used to having these little subtle presses, you can even see Josh doing it in his final match. Like he does this, tap, tap. And you literally slow down the video, tap, tap. And the second the guy goes up, he shoots over and does that big throw. And so these small little taps are happening right here. Yep. So look for the triangle and finger one.
Yeah. It's all so different on this stuff.
Good stuff. That's great. So remember, this is claiming space. Claiming space. Press. Yep. So only this arm's going to maintain the shape, but this one's going to press. And so you don't want the full body to react. Just go right here. Exactly. So maintain your stance. Imagine you have and hold this posture. And almost like we're fighting for that center line. So you're going to press only here, and the second you see that, you're going to reach through the triangle. Yeah, exactly. Yes,
it is
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let's move on to another drill, another exercise. So normally we pick 3 to 5 exercises or techniques for big step, 3 to 5 techniques for big step for each game, and then all the strategies go toward how we get to those techniques. So that arm drag is one. Another one, this is called the log. I find this really interesting because this technique came out of the previous World Cup before I competed, with Josh, where Josh went out and like an 02. So they used to start with one hand down rather than both hands up like this. And then there was potential they were starting a different way, and Naxo made a wonderful video for me 2 years ago showing me all the different rules for a third way, but then they went back to this. But the log is still really important and powerful. And for that reason, just to get the core mechanic down, we'll start with the hand down here. Yeah, so from here, on go, we're reaching through. We're not hitting, we're reaching through. And the intention is to roll this wrist while you reach right here, the same kind of reach that we did with the pummel yesterday. The same kind of reach. So we're training this technique. Let's go for it real quick. Let's just feel. So on go, whenever you feel go, you're going to roll the wrist and you're going to reach through my center. You're going to reach beyond, as if my spine isn't there. So nothing's going to block you from creating that shape. Don't even worry about me.
So this is a first opening here, and then 1, 2.
So, and it's hardly a grab, it's just a little snatch. So think of it a little bit more with the blade of the forearm. So because even when we're here, boom, we can still do that. But we want to train the core mechanic. And let's do it even going right here. Think about it literally like a gun on your hip. Let's start from down here.
Oh,
yeah. So here, you go ahead and reach through. That's all you want to do.
forward.
Yep. And I don't need to disrupt to pull you or anything like that. All you want to do is reach through. Let's actually start it slow like that. Then we'll reach through. And we'll go 5 times each side. So let's all partner up and do the reach through. So we're here, we're going to start with the hand on the bottom. Partner up and reach. And yeah, slowly. And I recommend
Left and right.
It's kind of like a grinding push.
yeah, it's really, I like to think of it as, I do my best to I do my best to remove the idea of the fight as much as possible.
Yeah.
Meaning that sure. So removing the idea of the fight means that I'm inhaling and I'm reaching just to create a shape. All I want to do is create a shape. That's the only thing I'm doing. So how much willpower is in the creation of that shape? Can we switch that real quick? So how much willpower is in the creation of that shape? So if I'm doing this faster, obviously weight differential, but if I'm doing this faster here, boom, you get that reach. All I want is that step. This comes in handy in other ways as well, but you're doing it slow, just especially, and you don't need to, like, you want the weight. You actually, like if we're doing it slow, I don't want you to move at all. I want you to actually make it a little more challenging for me to create the beauty of the shape. And you're really going for the feeling of the beauty of the shape. And then you want to take that feeling of the beauty, being able to call upon it under pressure, like high speed, like that. So let's go.
Okay. So he's just doing It wasn't.
It's just intention.
Yeah.
Shit.
So you feel how the shape is in it, right?
Because it's like you are in my back leg.
Yeah.
It's looking at the center.
Guys, feel free to switch legs.
Yeah.
Yes.
That feels like a in between. Okay. So there's a bit of an impact, but it's also like
That hole is much harder to for me. Right hand? Which hand? Better on your right or your left?
it's not a direct hit.
Normally I'm better with this hand for fighting, but I have more power in this hand.
So the total grade,
I
naturally.
don't know. I write with this hand, but when I'm fighting I like this chain in.
There's a lot of work that we use to solve these vibrations. So that, because we were talking about that in-depth earlier, that some people will time based on the tell and like the Naxo, and pushing an 8x on either is a great strategy. Hey, did you put the delay for a second? Yeah, thanks so much.
Good song for me.
So this one.
Oh, good stuff. Woo, that was good. So now extend the arc rather than pulling, extend it. So we're here, and so on go, boom. So even from here, even from right here,
Something like that.
so even if we're here, I just want you to feel the mechanic. Put your hand right here. Even if we're here, it's almost like a boom. So even here, it's a guide. So for this one, when we're starting down, boom, you still have that same surface area, same target, and extending.
you and it's yours.
Go. Yeah. Think about reaching. Yeah. Yes, that one. So you should feel the connectivity because even with the bounce, I can still sit. So a big note that remember yesterday we were talking about the pop push versus like the big push.
Oh yeah.
So at first we saw someone go pop push, right?
Yeah.
And the pop push disconnects. You don't stick with the pop push.
Okay.
So in a similar way here, with the big push yesterday, the big push you connect and load and launch. So here, even if we're doing it fast, it's still sticking. So and therefore I can transition. I can come closer. I can do all these transitions because I know that I'm quickly evolving to the shape. Because that's what it is. We're not hitting. It looks like a hit to someone who doesn't have the vocabulary. So for us, we're connecting, and just the distance between the passive state to the active and then connection is explosive. So that's all we're speeding up. But once we get that, now we're around. So just make sure that you feel that you have that suction cup attention here, so that when you make that contact, and if you want to let go, then you do let go. So I disconnected intentionally and I maintain the shape. But if you want to stay connected, and you stay connected. So just make sure that you have that differentiation every single time, because it's all woven into your intention for the mechanic. So start with
Me?
yeah. Good. So try and maintain your center line too at the same time. Reaching right there. That's your target.
This side is harder. For this, my left arm is. That was it. Okay, well, you do it to me on.
So do that one more time. That's fantastic. So you essentially you pop me to get me to step, and then you connect it. You stay connected, and you turn that into whatever control you want.
Yeah. Oh, back control. Well, yeah.
So remember that these two things are happening at the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's good, huh?
That was actually really pretty good. Good stuff.
The whole thing coming forward to me.
So what time is it? 42? Okay. It's around 15, right?
Yeah. I just feel like that's just
Okay, guys, let's move on to another technique. And this is a technique that's widely distributed, and I love the technique. Josh taught me this technique. I've seen Naxo do it beautifully, and we call it the bear. And so here, on go, multi-step. It's connect the shoulders, drop, turn. And everyone's got a bit of a different way of doing it. But for this one, make sure this is here for that. So for this, on go, roll. 1, contact. 2, elevator drop of the hips as if someone cut the wire on an elevator. Oh, and you're dropping your hips into the partner, again, from this version of the technique. So 1, 2, to get that drop. As they're coming forward, turn. 3. So it's a 1, 2, 3. Go again. On go. And like when you're really training it, sometimes the guy goes to the ground, you drop your chest on top, and you have like a nice side control. Yeah. So. Well, actually, I want to do. So we're here. 1 connect, 2 drop, and 3 turn. And you don't need to. You don't need it. So come on. Alright, so connect, elevator drop. And remember, the elevator drop is not for me, it's for me to put weight into you to make you spring load. So I connect, spring load you. Ideally, the most common reaction is someone coming forward, trying to spiral up. So as they try to spiral up, you spiral in that way. Okay. Janelle, can you do this? Ready? Okay, so here. 1, 2, and turn. One is we've been working on this one. Sorry.
Can you just do it?
So here, 1, 2, and
So you're saying it's like a 3?
you already know how to do this, man. You're over way to do it. 1, 2, the spring load into their hips, and 3. And Naxo is really, really good. Remember, there's so many different ways of doing stuff, doing techniques. So Naxo has, I've seen and felt firsthand, refutations for people spring loading, putting weight into him. So that's one of the, there's always a refutation. So it's just important to remember, like, do the drill in a precise way, whatever your way is, so that it's repeatable, because if it's not repeatable, it's not competition worthy. So you want to be able to have the repetitive technique that you can distribute. Let's all work on this together right now too, because you want to be able to distribute it. And then if there's a refutation that you find, like, hey, some other guy did this thing, then you workshop that like a laboratory with the team, with your group. So 1 is connect to the shoulders.
So I'm just going to drop.
Oh, not drop. So go. So you go right for the shoulders. Yep. 1, 2. Excellent.
And does it matter which side or?
I think that's not that.
I've seen folks do this, like that, but it's a different technique. Like again, with Tai Chi, with push hands, I think one of the most challenging things is that because people don't know what they're looking at mass, the precision starts to get diluted when people watch something and say, oh, okay, yeah, it's just this, or it's just that. It's not.
So you're going to your back leg side, or?
Well, yeah. So we're dropping. No, I'm going to my front leg side. So 1, I drop in, and then I turn across.
Okay.
Yeah, if I was going to go this way, it would likely be there are other techniques for that. So like I've learned the hard way not to just think that one thing is the other thing. So it's like 1, 2, dropping, 3. And sometimes you have to get used to the drop going into the partner, because it's very easy for the drop to go into yourself, and then the whole person does is push you up. So, good stuff. And you should feel the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the drop in me. So you really want every time Josh taught me this wonderful formula. He said take one thing, break it into 3 parts, and train each part individually, then put it back together and you mastered it. So for each one of these techniques, you should be able to do it in 3 different parts. So here, connecting, boom, connect, drop. And you can just
drop?
Yeah, once you guys sit together and start playing that, connect, drop, connect, drop. And remember, your hip drop, the partner will tell you whether or not they feel it in their hips, in their lower back. So once you go to me, I have to hip drop. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh yeah, no, me dropping my weight would be
So the reason it's 1, 2, give a little more space between 1 and 2, because you can go 1, 2. You want to have the space to make a decision. And the space is fractions of a second. Yes. Right now we're putting more space between 1 and 2, because you're going to, you as the player, are going to make it your own at your speed based on the situation.
Turn the bus. Because you do it to me.
You do certain things like my dad. He'll do a blast like you just did, like a shoulder blast, and then drop it. So I was like, oh, probably was like that.
Yes.
So
Should my weight shift after, or I should always be in front?
So yeah, because we're in competition mode, right?
Yeah.
So in competition mode, we're not giving up space unless we're attention. So any giving up any space at all, even this,
Hey.
is too much. So
You're standing pretty much.
well, the static is perceiving the static, right? So for you, you know
That's right. Moving you is not an easy task.
you're making
No, but I
Yeah, no, I see. But still,
I know that voice.
I know, but it's still hard. Feeling your body.
Yes. So that means that I find myself falling down this way.
I'm used to being a big guy, and I'm not a big guy with
I feel your center line. So you can easily take advantage of this with a nice pop. Like just
It's like that when you
Yeah,
and
that's
again, like all the of stuff where being aware that this makes Tai Chi one of the most challenging.
I feel it. Yeah, it's like a whiplash. It is, because it is like, yeah.
And so that's why we're doing it, to distill each technique.
So that's what, in push hands, it's all set up. That's what I'm doing in the back. It's like,
Tuck, 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 pam.
yeah, right. And it's always like push, pull, push, and set up. The same.
So I would say for you, because I want
It's all set up.
It's all set up, different way.
just go for the
Yeah.
ongoing.
So,
Forget about the blast, just the touch.
like, getting that reaction out of your body is difficult for me to see a reaction from you. But I still feel
So that means once you make that connection, think about this is like a rope. Just swinging on the rope.
See,
Yes.
like my nervous system feels it when you, but for me, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't feel like I can do it to you. Where it's,
Swinging more, driving your quad more.
in the same way it's being done to me, that's all. You do.
So you can brace up here and relax down here. So it's like,
Anyway, I'm doing this.
nice. 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 Okay, now you can turn.
Oh, no, that's what I,
Because this kind of
yes.
movement is like a headache tumor.
Yeah.
So normally here you put like this, like that. Not like a boxer. You're similar like a boxer, like that. You want to stretch this area and feel stronger. The next thing to do is muscle to
So
be
make sure that turn feels like a big
I know.
wheel. So it's like, and you're really pivoting.
But I gotta do it. You gotta do it to me, and I gotta keep my head up. So you do it to me. I do that. That continues. That is the.
Excellent. Excellent. Actually, let's get you a Naxo together. Let's get you an Andrew together. Actually, hold on. Let's get you two guys together. Have you guys done it together?
No.
Get you two guys together.
All right, going down. Wait, so.
Okay. So let's break it down to 3 steps. So the one. So you already have the one. Yep, good stuff. The one. Awesome. And now let's get the 2. Okay, so you're
I gotta hold
rather
it.
than well, no, actually neither. You're
You're trying to load it.
yeah, you're trying to spring load my hips. So and you, yep. But let's go for the one again. Ready?
Yep. So on. See my back?
So right here.
You do it too.
And did you guys see that just now? His throat, so that's fantastic because again, not all of these Tai Chi exercises, they're different times and different. Like if this happens to you, obviously that's a problem. So yeah, so
Oh yeah, sorry.
it's okay.
When
It's
you
okay.
go past that
It's a
hand,
height
I just
differentiator.
like-
Yeah, it's totally fine. So if we're here, boom, I'm here,
Yeah.
boom, drop. So, and let me just go. And you don't need to drop with me. It's up to like feel my, just feel the mechanic of the drop. So it's like I'm swinging. Yeah, so I can brace a little bit up here, but I'm swinging on a vine down here. So it's like, so you notice how I'm like, yeah, if I need to. It's a height difference that's causing me to do that. But so just allow yourself to swing on me.
But wait, I'm coming in. Which? You straight.
Are you going to turn it this way?
Oh.
Yeah, so let's take a step a little bit away from that. So you're going 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And you're going to turn my shoulders like a big wheel. Yep.
So here, drop.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just using this one.
So remember, if you want to feel any particular part of the drill more, let's emphasize that part. So let's feel it. Yep. Even more, dropping that weight into me. And I recommend really visualizing this going in here, meaning the weight going in my lower back. Yes. That was a really good one. Fantastic one. Yes. So I have to fix my neck. No. So I have to make the adjustment.
Yeah, I was getting a whiplash.
The second you're trying to whip me, up here I can feel what you're putting in my lower back, which is great. Remember, it's a 1, 2, 3, and it's at your pace. That was 1 break. Yeah. Good. Let me check the time. Good stuff. Oh wow! So just notice the when we were doing earlier the uplifting heaven exercise. Let's just do this real quick. Stage 1, even deeper 2, even deeper 3, and 4. So the same feeling of the change of intention, even though it's 1 breath. Inhale even deeper, inhale even deeper, inhale even deeper, exhaling out. That's how the stages per step should feel in my experience in every drill. Every drill should have that clarity of step 1, step 2, step 3 that you can feel inside yourself here. If you're doing inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, exhalation, that's fine too, that's great too, but that's really overt. The subtlety comes into taking 1 breath and separating it into stages. And then you can take any drill, you can watch anybody's video and be like, okay, well, how do I do that movement? I was trying to figure out the longest time Nacho's sweep. Nacho's sweep is one of the best sweeps like on the planet. So it's like, okay, I'm watching his videos, I'm like, he's not going to catch me with this. He's not going to catch me with this. And then he slammed me all over the floor with it because he's so good at that drill.
I don't understand what do you say.
But what I'm getting at is that like you still have to be able to break it down with a partner, and but it helps with analyzation too. So 1, 2, 3, that same level of subtlety, the same level of full commitment per moment is massively important for all these drills, all these techniques. And this translates to any sport, to any arena, to anything, to be able to have the breath work catalyze that level of analysis for every movement. To me, it's a big deal. So we have a little bit more time before we switch over to moving step. Let's do one more exercise. And this one I love this exercise. So this one, this technique. So you're here, you're getting the same press, and oftentimes you pin here, and on the pin, open up the back leg, pull back, and rotate the person out. So we call it a handle flip, but you're pressing, pressing, or the intention is to get the compression at here. And you hide the step, meaning that you hide the opening of the hip on the entry. And the second the person pulls into you, you're dropping. Second the person comes into you, you're turning, flipping them up, and using this spinning motion, inflating the tricep and this surface area. So, why don't you go on me? So you're gonna trap my arm, and you're gonna. This is come right to the small of my back. You can do it up here. Actually, you can do it anywhere over here, but I aim for the small of the back. Yeah. And so check this out. You want to open your back leg first so that you have more range, because your aim is going to be to throw me over there. So you can flip me this way, it's fine, but you're going to aim over there. So compress. Yep. And on the entry, open up. So and now load me back. Great. So the load. This is another detail. The load meaning here, you can come back and pull someone here, a 1 and then 2. That works really, really well. That's a more sophisticated version. But you can still just go 1 and 2, pushing off back in the front. The more I like how the second version that we showed just now gives you a little bit more of a spiral in the hips.
Yeah. We got this.
Yeah.
Just turn.
You're going to connect here. Here. So on go, compress the partner. Yeah, and they might even do this. Exactly. Boom. It's not more surface area. So either you compress them in and boom, and turn and move them, or they come to a 50-50, boom, and you're here, and you open this up. And it's all the surface, everything's working together. Surface area connected here, and then all this starts to roll up. Press.
Press up here.
Yep, you're trapping here, and this is gonna, instead of cutting through, it's gonna go around. It's gonna look like this.
Okay. Down here.
Yeah, and keep this in. Yeah, keep, not that part. Keep this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Rotate these fingers. Yeah. So the wood champ. Think about wood championing, right? Yeah. Yes. So now you feel the surface area. Also connected up here as well. Good. And good stuff. Yep. And think about flipping me. What do you guys want for this?
Mark. Sure. Traveling with
And you're essentially
what are you doing?
So press on go. Good. It's right here. And this is so one of my favorite stories. I'll tell you. One of my favorite stories. Yeah. So yeah, he's seeing you guys. And he's showing me all these things.
I was confused.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna try it here.
I'm not sure what he's saying. And I see him all back.
It's always easier on one side. That side's really hard for me. Okay, you go.
So I looked around and he felt like he was and holding me in the posture.
So do you practice Taiji, obviously?
So
Yeah, they're all different, right? Who did you learn it from?
This.
Okay.
And the difference is
So he's famous for doing a stretchy ball in the European Grandmaster Chen, that big heavy wall. He does all these exercises and it's supposed to be like your
same contact.
And where are you? San Mateo?
Yeah.
You just here till today? And did you push it?
And it's cool, I had a lot of friends and one other guy was supposed to come but he couldn't.
Oh no, yeah. So
fixed moving thing.
in moving stuff.
One.
It fixed it. So I haven't
Yeah, well, just the one that you did.
Oh, you're probably talking about the patterns. Yeah, we do a pattern. So you could
I've also seen
Did you do the opposite though? Did you do the same?
for Dalu, we do the same. So we do the Dalu one step.
So we the first time
What we have to fix that this
we
way.
had no
So you well, we train for Taiji.
the second time and so
I've done it before. I used to do it once. I do. The thing I don't know, the hands on. I don't know. I hate one.
Oh yeah. More for just relaxation and kind of like having fun and getting the body mechanics, but it's on your own time.
Yeah.
that was
I just never forgot.
but yes
You're trying to strangle me, I'll like, work at it, but it's hard to work on my own. So it's like, I'll push back, but it's very hard.
And it's easy to sometimes people won't move it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on your style. So I notice you go full energetic, which is cool, which I love. My new style is focused here first.
I don't really like all stages.
Grandmaster Shannon focus on this one,
Competition is very nerve-wracking.
So we
Yeah, I like
only these guys and these. And I was like, you have 2 years for that.
That's what football is.
Only these guys. So he's always so now I learned this technique. It was only these 3 fingers to get this
Where did you compete? You went to Taiwan?
No, I did in China mostly, and here just different states.
And these fingers spinning.
There used to be one in Britain that I went to a lot, and then I went to
Dude, that was great.
New York, a little to New York, yeah.
And then how big was it?
Usually
Yes,
small,
and
but they're part of a bigger Chinese wushu's
there's a
martial arts
different reaction to up here. So it's wherever you want. But I think it's important to clarify this level, and this level.
There's several different bodies or regulations systems.
Yes, exactly.
I don't even know.
You get those big watches. I
I
don't
don't
think
do
it's
that.
just like, I've been, even in
How did you do
Houston,
it?
been able to catch a guy here.
I've come first a few times.
And to get them on the floor. So I
Second, third, yeah.
Other young people do it? I feel like it's
There's older guys, yeah.
let's get you water.
In China, they have so many 2 different age brackets.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I have to. Oh, yeah.
Let's.
No, yeah, I was coming through and they're pushing me that.
Let's.
Pushing and pulling.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll go.
Yeah, I know. I go Saturday.
So think less about pulling the into you and more about connection and flipping switch.
Go.
And so now from here, the more you open up the shoulder and connect this to here, the stronger this position is. Yes.
Oh, that's actually good. Sometimes I do that.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
yeah.
we're going to have a little counterbalance. Everyone, just check it out. Guys, check it out. So just notice this little counterbalance. By pinning the elbow in, we have these 2 counterpoints. So while we make the connection, we hide our opening leg from here, and then it's we're flipping, and the twist is happening here. So you have this wonderful, wonderful way of counterbalancing the body. Go for it. Yep, push me in, walk or pull. Yes. Good stuff.
Okay, got it.
Good stuff.
I kind of forget about that.
Let's get you guys.
Now it's all on. Where it's not.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Just working out details.
Yeah.
He reminded me to keep this jammed in.
No.
Should follow the 3 lines when he corrected me. Yeah. This stays pressurized. Yeah.
Let's think about this. So it's very soft. It's soft in spaces.
Like I'm easily
Like
going.
another foot though. It's one thing to do on one side.
That gentle position. And
But yeah, that took me.
yes, and keep this in while that's going up. Okay, I'll see that.
Alright, you go.
Good stuff. So notice the difference with how this leg. This
Did you do those drills before though, or they do?
These drills,
No.
this one's a little new for me.
Nice. Very nice.
The
Very nice.
offensive, defensive. You know what I mean? Like, you're just on defensive. Push your body.
Yeah, we do that sometimes.
And then elbow goes.
So think about
Hands.
one.
Yeah, but not structured as you did it. You went from
Yeah.
fingers, forearms, chest,
Yeah.
body.
Fine.
So guys, remember the 3 steps here. So you have one. So on one, all of this is happening. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. You feel everyone's eyes. Why don't you stop at their gaze? Just here, go.
Wait,
It's okay. Yeah. Press in. Reach around. Yep. Good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. All right. I think it's time that we got like 5 minutes. Any questions? Any questions for moving step? Like we only talked about technique just now. We didn't do any like we did some strategy. But is there any particular questions that you might have for the game of fix?
Is this last one, is it supposed to look like an instant throw, or is it more like a push type of thing? In real life.
In real life, there's quotations around real life. In my experience, it depends. I've gotten it in moving and in fix that. In moving, there are moments. There are literally only a handful of moments where I'm very proud of one-arm throws, or throwing someone with one arm, and talented players. This is one of them with this technique of just being able to go like that. So to me, in my experience, it also depends on height, weight, everything. So in my experience, I'm playing with a player who's about your height, and getting this little throw on him, but he was off balance. But he's also he was on the U.S. team, so he's actually like a very high level player, but he was off balance for a moment. I caught him. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that worked. You know? But in fix step, it's normally where. So here's a strategy. So and you can see this strategy in one of my last events. It's called the four technique strategy. So essentially, you can use anything you want. But let's say you start off and blast the guy, and then the guy goes off, right? And then they're a little upset with that technique. They come out, and then you're going to do the same exact technique, right? And then you make believe you're going to do the same technique, and then you switch it up.
Sure, okay.
And then you do the same technique one more time. And then you pretend so you switch your 4. So it's a 1-1-2-1. That's one way to start, because what you want to do, you want to start playing with the opponent's mentality. And you want to demoralize them as fast as possible. Because what you want to do, you want to start playing with the opponent's mentality. And you want to demoralize them as fast as possible so that there's confidence. And so, you said demoralize?
Nah, you said demoralize?
Yeah. So you want to, from our perspective, one of the strategies is to use techniques that essentially break down the confidence of the partner. So, and it doesn't matter what 4 you do, but being able to know that for these 4 points, I'm going to go 1-1-2-1. And you can do any combination. This is just information hierarchy, right? So you can input. It's a template for you to put anything you want into it. So like I might do big push, arm drag, big push. Nice. And then I'm like, okay, cool. And now I know that I'm going to get the block next. And then I'm going to go for the handle flip. And then I'm going to go back to the big push. And then maybe I'll hit him with a bear if he's tired. So like things like that where I can keep on switching the direction so that even if they are strong, they're not sure what to expect. And so therefore they're more nervous and therefore they're going to make more mistakes.
Keeps them guessing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so I think we're done with fixed step for today.
Okay.
And now we're gonna do some Naxo
So
movement.
take water, 5 minutes,
Okay.
and we start. Don't worry. Love you guys. We have 5 minutes, no more, huh?
All praise to the Most High. Peace, guys.
Do you have any mints?
Mints for myself.
No,
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
because my wax is really dry.
I saw Mint here.
What happened? What happened?
Huh. All right, love you guys.